So there is a lot of concern, a lot of fear.
That's the reaction tonight at a local nonprofit that helps refugees following the Trump administration's pause on immigration applications from more than a dozen countries. Hear from them tonight. Plus, just 2 months after his release from McNeil Island, South Hill rapist Kevin Coe has died. What we know and what Spokane County's top prosecutor is saying.
We're under a KREM 2 weather impact alert. We have an incoming round of freezing rain and light snow tomorrow morning.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start tonight with a live look at Schweitzer. The resort opened up earlier today, the first one in the area. As you can see, the snow has fallen and skiing is back. More snow is expected in the forecast up high this weekend, but it is a different story down low. Here's a live look at downtown Spokane at this hour. If you are hoping for more snow, you may get it, but we are expecting to see some freezing rain. So, for more on that, let's get right outside now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for more on what we can expect for the morning commute tomorrow. Jeremy?
Mark, it's a wild one, so let's walk you through it. Right now, temperatures sit about at freezing, not just here in Spokane, but across much of the region. Take a look at Moses Lake and Othello, even Wenatchee, slightly above freezing. That plays a big role in what we wind up seeing tomorrow. Notice early in the day, it is likely going to come down as freezing rain for central Washington and the Columbia Basin. Places where you're up above freezing, Wenatchee, Moses Lake, it's likely rain for you. Here in Spokane, comes down as a light little bit of snow and persists through a good chunk of the day. Eventually, though, we start to warm up and watch our snow transition over to a wintry mix and eventually rain, and that rain is what takes us into a soggy Friday. Temperatures, though, warming up in a big way. Coldest will be is right now or early tomorrow morning as that snow starts flying. It eventually makes that transition over as we top out at 35 degrees, 38 on Friday, and back in the 40s this weekend and getting even warmer next week. So for now, it's a chance of snow, but in the coming days, it's back to rain and eventually even rain in the mountains.
Oh, all right, Jeremy, sounds good. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast tonight. Well, tonight we are hearing from the Spokane community after the Trump administration's announcement to pause immigration applications from more than a dozen countries. The move comes in the wake of the shooting of 2 National Guard troops. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy spoke with a local nonprofit that helps immigrants and refugees to learn more about what the move means for the people they aim to help.
Folks with Thrive International say the people they serve are concerned and worried after the administration paused immigration applications to 19 different countries. At Thrive International, the mission to help takes many forms, from helping immigrants and refugees find housing and jobs to learning new skills.
Folks who come from other countries where, like Afghanistan, where women can't drive, we help them learn to drive here at Thrive.
Founded right before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Thrive International has helped hundreds of refugees, including many from Ukraine. Executive Director Mark Finney says their mission's in the name:
to empower refugees and other immigrants to thrive.
But he fears that mission is about to get more difficult following the Trump administration's pause on immigration applications to 19 more countries. Finney says the people they serve are worried.
So there is a lot of concern, a lot of fear. A lot of people who basically just want to know that they can be here.
A policy memo released on Tuesday from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services outlines the countries facing travel restrictions. That includes Afghanistan, Iran, and Venezuela. The move comes days after an Afghan national killed 1 National Guard member and critically injured another in Washington, D.C. Finney argues despite the tragedy in D.C., its facts and the administration's decision don't correlate.
It's absolutely tragic, no justification. And we have every reason to believe at this point that the person acted alone. So creating a travel ban that's going to affect millions of people who had nothing to do with that is just creating lots and lots of pain and suffering.
With the pause in effect as of Wednesday night, Finney says the nonprofit's still assessing what the overall impact will be to the people they serve. Despite the uncertainty, he says they'll be monitoring the situation closely and keeping a positive attitude.
We need positive, forward-thinking solutions.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
In other news tonight, the South Hill rapist Kevin Coe is dead just 2 months after being released from McNeil Island. He died of natural causes this morning at around 5:30 after Federal Way police say officers were called to his adult family home for a medical emergency. FWPD says fire personnel on scene were already performing CPR when officers arrived, but Ko was pronounced dead at the scene. He was considered a sexually violent predator and confined to the state's Special Commitment Center after he was believed to have committed around 40 rapes and sexual assaults in Spokane in the late 70s and early 80s. Today, Spokane County Prosecutor Preston McCollum sent KREM to a statement saying in part, quote, "Despite the stain he was on humanity, I pray that those who endured his crimes find some level of solace and that he is no longer sharing the same state of existence as the rest of us." And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. One of the ICE protesters in Spokane who was arrested over the summer changed their plea to guilty in federal court today. Mickey Hatfield is one of several protesters arrested. That includes former Spokane City Council President Ben Stuckert, Colin Muncy, and Bobby Silva. They face charges of conspiracy to impede or injure officers. They are expected in court next month. The charges stem from a protest Next week, the charges stem from a protest near Spokane's ICE office after Stuckert wrote a call to action on Facebook back in June asking for support in protesting the detainment of two Venezuelan men. A 78-year-old man sat in an Idaho court yesterday accused of trafficking 56 pounds of marijuana and other psychedelics on his way to Oregon. Irvin Dana Beal, known globally as the founder of the Global Cannabis March by his supporters, was stopped by authorities near Twin Falls in January of last year. He was charged with cannabis trafficking and failing to have an Idaho drug tax stamp. He remained in custody until March 9th when supporters posted a $250,000 bail bond. On Tuesday, as part of the agreement, he pleaded guilty to two amended charges. He told the court that he was on his way to Oregon after returning from Ukraine to help troops with pain relief. His sentencing is now scheduled for February 24th of 2026. Idaho is holding its first ever drawing for non-resident deer and elk tags. The application period runs from December 5th through the 15th. Results will be announced in early January. The deadline to claim those tags is January 20th. All non-resident hunters will be required to buy a 2026 hunting license to hunt big game. There will be a separate drawing for 500 deer and 300 elk tags for disabled American veterans. And that's it for your Night Beat. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. All right, don't go to bed just yet. If you're a skier or boarder, get excited. Schweitzer Ski Resort opened back up today, and we got a first look. But first, a family is suing Spokane County and Multicare over the death of their son. Why they claim Spokane County jailers ignored his pleas for help. That's coming up in just 90 seconds.